Rome after the Punic Wars, the First Mediterranean Empire. The Punic Wars, 264 to 146 BCE, between Rome and Carthage were the catalyst for the transformation of Rome from a regional power in the Italian peninsula into the dominant power of the Mediterranean. Following the destruction of Carthage in the Third Punic War, Rome emerged as the first true Mediterranean empire, controlling vast territories, trade routes, and populations across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. The victory over Carthage marked a turning point in Roman history, shaping the political, military, and economic structures that would define the Roman Republic and later the Roman Empire. This article explores the key developments in Rome's rise as a Mediterranean empire after the Punic Wars. 1. The acquisition of new territories. The most immediate consequence of Rome's victory in the Punic Wars was the expansion of its territorial holdings. Rome systematically annexed key territories in the Western Mediterranean, consolidating its power and laying the foundation for future imperial expansion. Sicily, Corsica, and Sardinia. Following the First Punic War, Rome's first overseas territories were Sicily, Corsica, and Sardinia. These islands became Roman provinces and played a crucial role in the Republic's growing influence in the Mediterranean. Sicily. As the first Roman province, Sicily became the main source of grain for Rome, contributing to its economic stability and supporting the city's growing population. Corsica and Sardinia. These islands, though less fertile than Sicily, were strategically important for controlling naval routes in the Western Mediterranean and securing Rome's dominance at sea. Spain. The Second Punic War saw Rome expand its control over Spain, which had been a crucial part of the Carthaginian Empire. The defeat of Carthaginian forces in Spain under Scipio Africanus gave Rome control of this resource-rich region. Economic importance. Spain was rich in precious metals such as silver, which became a vital source of wealth for Rome. Control of Spanish mines allowed Rome to finance its wars and further expansion. Military significance. Spain became a key military base for Rome, providing access to both the Western Mediterranean and the Atlantic. The Roman conquest of Spain was not completed until after the Punic Wars, but the territory remained an essential part of Rome's strategic interests. North Africa. After the Third Punic War, Rome annexed Carthage's territory in North Africa, transforming it into the Roman province of Africa. The fertile lands of North Africa became an important source of grain, olive oil, and other agricultural products that sustained Rome's economy and military. Province of Africa. The annexation of Carthage's former territory further secured Roman control over the Western Mediterranean and extended Roman influence into Africa. North Africa's agricultural wealth would later become one of the most important components of the Roman economy. 2. Control of trade and maritime routes. With the destruction of Carthage, Rome gained control of the Western Mediterranean and secured dominance over key trade routes. Carthage had been a major commercial power, and its downfall left Rome as the unrivaled maritime power in the region. Control of the Mediterranean. Rome's navy became the dominant force in the Mediterranean, which the Romans referred to as Mare Nostrum, RC. This control allowed Rome to protect its trade routes, ensure the steady flow of goods, and suppress piracy. Economic expansion. The conquest of new territories and the control of trade routes allowed Rome to expand its economy. The Mediterranean became the economic engine of the Republic, facilitating the movement of grain, wine, olive oil, metals, and other goods throughout its territories. 3. Political and military changes in Rome. The aftermath of the Punic Wars not only expanded Rome's territories, but also transformed its political and military structures, leading to the rise of new power dynamics within the Roman Republic. Rise of military commanders. The Punic Wars, particularly the Second Punic War, elevated the status of military commanders such as Scipio Africanus. These commanders gained immense prestige and political influence due to their victories on the battlefield. Scipio Africanus. After his victory at Zama and his role in defeating Hannibal, Scipio Africanus became a national hero. His military success gave him significant political power, foreshadowing the rise of later generals like Julius Caesar and Pompey, who would use their military achievements to challenge the authority of the Roman Senate. Professionalization of the Roman army. The need to fight prolonged wars across multiple theaters led to the gradual professionalization of the Roman army. Soldiers began to serve for longer periods, and military service became a key avenue for gaining wealth and political influence. Expansion of provincial governance. With the acquisition of new provinces, Rome developed a system of provincial governance, which allowed the Republic to manage its vast territories effectively. Governors, proconsuls and praetors, each province was governed by a proconsul or praetor, who was responsible for maintaining order, collecting taxes, and overseeing legal matters. These governors were often former magistrates from Rome who saw their provincial appointments as opportunities for personal enrichment. Tribute and taxation. Rome imposed taxes and tributes on its provinces, which became a significant source of revenue for the Republic. The wealth extracted from the provinces fueled Rome's economy and allowed it to maintain its military dominance. 4. The social and economic impact on Rome. The expansion of Rome's territory following the Punic Wars had profound social and economic consequences for the Republic. While the influx of wealth and resources strengthened Rome's economy, it also exacerbated social inequalities and contributed to internal instability. Wealth inequality and the growth of latifundia. As Rome expanded its territories, vast amounts of land were acquired, often seized from conquered peoples. This land was distributed among the Roman elite, leading to the growth of large agricultural estates known as latifundia. Latifundia. The Roman elite, particularly the senatorial class, acquired large estates in newly conquered provinces and within Italy. These estates were worked by slaves captured during Rome's wars of expansion. The concentration of wealth in the hands of a few powerful families increased economic inequality, as small farmers were unable to compete with the slave-based labor of the latifundia. Displacement of small farmers. The growth of the latifundia led to the displacement of many small farmers, who were forced to abandon their land and move to Rome, where they joined the growing ranks of the urban poor. This social displacement would later contribute to political unrest and social upheaval within the Republic. Urbanization and the growth of Rome. The influx of wealth and resources from the provinces fueled the growth of Rome as a major urban center. The city's population swelled as people from across the Republic migrated to Rome in search of work and opportunities. The Roman economy. The wealth from the provinces supported massive building projects, such as temples, forums, and aqueducts, that transformed Rome into one of the most impressive cities of the ancient world. The construction of public buildings and infrastructure not only displayed Rome's power but also provided employment for the growing urban population. Social tensions. However, the rapid urbanization of Rome also led to increased social tensions. The growing divide between the wealthy elite and the urban poor contributed to the rise of populist leaders, such as Tiberius Gracchus and Gaius Gracchus, who advocated for land reforms and the redistribution of wealth. These tensions would later contribute to the eventual downfall of the Roman Republic. 5. The shift to imperial ambitions. The Punic Wars fundamentally transformed the mindset of Roman leadership. Having defeated its greatest rival, Rome turned its attention to the Hellenistic kingdoms in the eastern Mediterranean, embarking on a series of conquests that further expanded its empire. Conquest of the Hellenistic kingdoms. With Carthage out of the picture, Rome was free to expand eastward, where the Hellenistic kingdoms of Macedon, Syria, and Egypt were major powers. The conquest of these kingdoms allowed Rome to dominate the eastern Mediterranean and control some of the wealthiest regions in the ancient world. Macedonian Wars. Rome fought a series of wars against Macedon, ultimately defeating the kingdom in the Battle of Pydna in 168 BCE. The victory led to the annexation of Macedon as a Roman province. Conquest of Greece and the Seleucid Empire. Rome also defeated the Seleucid Empire and imposed its influence over Greece and Asia Minor. The annexation of these territories brought immense wealth to Rome and further solidified its status as a Mediterranean superpower. Rome's transformation into a Mediterranean empire. By the end of the Punic Wars, Rome had evolved from a regional power in Italy into the dominant empire in the Mediterranean. Its conquests stretched from Hispania, Spain, in the west to Greece and Asia Minor in the east, and from North Africa to the Alps in the north. Mare Nostrum. The Mediterranean became a Roman sea, and Rome's dominance over its trade routes and territories cemented its control over the ancient world. This transformation laid the foundation for the Roman Empire, which would reach its peak in the centuries to come.